Hey, this is me in the future as I'm editing. I said quite a few times I was going to speed up the video so you guys wouldn't have to watch me swatching everything in real time, but I decided I'm not going to do that. So just know that now. If you want a shorter version sped up, that's just the swatching and not me yapping, I'll make a short at some point doing that. But for now, yeah, just either enjoy the video as is or wait for the short. Appreciate you guys. Sorry, 90 markers is a lot, and I'm not looking forward to it. Thank goodness they're not ones that you have to like shake and pump. So that's at least a bonus. Alright, so get that plastic out of there. Alright, this all to the side. So, got your little thingies to go on the side. I may do that. You know what's funny? Like looking at them like this, it never feels like, oh, this is 90 markers until you start doing stuff and you're like, oh, this is 90 markers. But let me just make sure everything is in frame correctly. We're going to use the Strathmore Visual Journal, a mixed media one. I was going to use something else. Oh, here's a sneak peek of some old doodles. One day I'll actually have a sketchbook, like flip through of this, but there's not a whole lot in here. I have never really done a lot in here. I don't normally use sketchbooks that are quite so large, so um, yeah. I was just trying to find something. I don't even remember. This looks like this is paint pen also. Hmm. But yeah, I was gonna use one of the sketchbooks I like use like my daily driver, like my Talents Creations one or something, but I'm like I don't really have time to be trying to flip the page, trying to like if I can't fit 90 on there, I wanted to be able just to fit all 90 and be done with it. Is there anything on the back of this? Okay, cool. Because if I can fit like most of it up here, then I'll usually just like cut it and keep it as a swatch sheet I take along with me. All right, so let's get started. Um, which direction do we want to start from? We'll just start up here. So we have a white, and please excuse me, I'll have to check every so often just to make sure all of this is in frame. I don't know how my audio is, but we'll check that in editing. So getting these lighter colors out the way. If I can get you out the box, back in the box. So obviously these are much lighter colors, so I'm not sure how well they're showing up. Let me see if I can take a look. Alright, hopefully. I have my tripod in a way that I can't really quite see what my camera's doing and what's in frame, so I'm just checking to make sure it is even in frame. Can I like zoom in some more? Maybe like that. I don't know if that's catching too much reflected light. We are doing the best we can. So again, this is the landscape set, the 90 piece. I got these directly from the Arrtx website because at the time they didn't have them on Amazon, but I believe they do now. I also have another video because I have not posted that one yet, but that one will be posted first. And that is showing the 30D set, which is not on Amazon, that they recently released. And don't worry, you guys are not going to have to sit through real time all of these swatches, I am going to speed this part up. So first I just want to like make sure everything is being seen. Maybe I can do it like that. So yeah, I will end up speeding these swatches up. I think we'll just have to go that way. Let's see. Okay. That looks like that might work. And maybe at the end I'll show you guys what I'm going to store my markers in, because it's just not practical for me to keep them in these boxes. As like simple as it is, like realistically, when I try to keep markers in like their original containers after I've acquired so many sets, trying to bring out a bunch of sets, it just decreases my use of them. So I have to put them in something else. This is a nice color. So obviously there will be colors that are overlapped, that like overlap in another set, because Arrtx, like looking at you, Arrtx, and ooh, but it is what it is. Because I could just choose not to buy, but I like their markers, so. I'm not sure how I feel about it on this paper just yet. Alright, double check and make sure we're all in frame. This purple was nice. It's kind of, what was that like? I think like aubergine or something. I know some of these colors right now are showing up like a little juicier than others, and some of the ones, like the lighter ones at the top, I could feel a little like hint of dry. Not too bad. And some of them I know just after a while will kind of juicing up. But there's a good chance you all won't hear any of the things I'm talking about, since I'll just likely speed this up and throw music on it so it's not obnoxious. Because again, 90 markers is a lot. Get in the case. Come on, bro. It's another reason I don't like keeping them in certain little cases, because then it's difficult to get them in and out if you can't see exactly what slot they're going into. Okay, so here we go with kind of more of the browns. Well, and then right after we slip into a mint kind of color. Trying to see if that like feels like the cap. Yeah, that's not too bad. I would have expected to be a little lighter, but it's a nice color, but based off the cap, which is why you need to swatch. Because genuinely, this swatch sheet is more for all of you to get a chance to see what the colors look like. And I guess for myself, off first impression of the colors, but I usually just swatch colors like whatever I'm drawing on, since honestly that factors into how colors show up too, depending on what type of paper. And just, I'm more of an in the moment kind of painter with stuff. So it's like I'll try to get an idea of what colors I want to use, but then actually doing it, I'll like pick the colors out and just swatch them right at that time on the side somewhere, or even as I'm going if I change my mind or don't have a clear direction. Alcohol markers are about the only thing that I actually try to actually look at the swatch sheets. And even then, there's a lot of winging it, which is why my art looks the way it does sometimes. Which, if you haven't seen any of my art, because I don't have any long form videos of my art or processes, I do have some shorts up. I like these greens. I do like the greens that we're coming into, especially that. I do really like that. But I do have shorts of some of my art. I eventually plan on doing, since I now have my tripod, this Olivia 2 stand. Overly expensive ass tripod, but I do plan on making at least a sketchbook flip through. Yeah, for any who have not really seen some of the things that like I've put in my bio, like I'm still pretty new to art. I don't know why they had this set like this where this color was not with like these colors, but okay, Arrtx, whatever. I've been doing art since I believe 2022, like June. So just a few years. I could barely draw a stick figure. Just I didn't really do art much as a kid. Just kind of here and there, but usually not for very long because I wasn't good at it. And I just thought art was one of those things that you either had it or you don't. And if you don't, you might as well hang it up. One thing I could do a little bit growing up that I wish I had cultivated a bit more, I used to be pretty good at copying. Being able to take a look at something and from visual cues redraw it. I actually wasn't bad at that. It's funny, I'm not so good at that now. But I stopped doing that because I told myself, you know, growing up, like, well, that's not real art. Not realizing that could have aided me along the way when it came to starting to do my own art. And so it's funny, I just can't quite, I don't have that ability. Like, I just kind of let it die, and it did. But that was about the extent of my art. Never taken any classes. Everything I've been doing is self-taught, which shows very often. But I'm far past the point of being ashamed of my art, hence me starting this channel too. Like, I've had an Instagram. My Instagram is very small. Once that algorithm changed and I stopped being able to find and connect to smaller artists as easily, like I just kind of lost my motivation to want to really post. Where it's like, or even when I find that, like, okay, Instagram, you're not even pushing my stuff to my few followers I have. Thanks a heap. So I try to post on there. So I'm also looking at the screen to make sure I don't run out of space. I'm sure my storage is getting low. But yeah, I do try to post on there from time to time. Same name, Oshi Sketchy AF. And my links will all be in places that you can find them once I set all of that up better. But it's in my bio. Alright, let me make sure, since we're getting down the page, that everyone can still see. Perfect. And I will try to give like an overview shot of this when I'm done. I don't know, maybe I will speed past this, maybe I won't, since I am just kind of yapping. And I guess it gives you an opportunity to get to know me a little bit. But yeah, so like I said, I've gotten to a place where I'm not really ashamed of what I do. I can only do what I can do. You know what I mean? Like, and so hating my art or feeling like I shouldn't share it because it's not good enough, like, well, that gets real absurd after a while. Like, oh, I'm gonna punish myself or think my art should be hidden away because I'm not excellent, because it's not perfect, because it's not what other people can do. Again, I can only do what I can do, and I'm always trying to get better. Art is not my only hobby and focus, so I do give a lot of time to art at times. Like, I go through phases where I'll be super art heavy for a while, and then I'll kind of shift out of it for a bit and then come back. Um, I work as a professional tarot reader and astrologer. So I am a psychic for hire. That's one thing. Not all psychics are tarot readers. Some people work and they don't use cards, and not all tarot readers are psychics. You can read tarot without feeling like you have psychic ability. So I've been doing that for quite a few years now. We'll be coming up in like 7-8 years. If anyone's ever interested in that, I will eventually have links for all of that stuff set up. I do have a YouTube channel, but I've largely abandoned it right now. I decided to start focusing on TikTok, which I've just been taking a break from it outside of like my regular, like the work I do on websites. But if anyone is ever interested in that, please let me know. I can direct you where you need to go. But yeah, we're coming up on the last colors. It's so crazy. Like, it just still always feels like, are you sure this is 90 colors? I don't know why. It just always seems like, nah, this is about 50. But when you start looking, it's like, no, I guess this is quite a lot. Okay, making sure we're still recording. Because that would be pretty tragic if I thought I was just yapping away, swatching away for you guys to see, and look at my phone. It's like out of storage. That would be fucking tragic. I like that. I like that green. I like that a lot. It's funny because it is kind of like puke green. But these colors are nice. These colors are nice overall. That's pretty. And here we are at the last color. That's a 7-11. If you follow angel numbers and stuff, that is significant. So, alright, let's try to put this in the camera a bit so you all can see. So again, this is the Arrtx 90 set, the landscape series. Hopefully that all looks good. And alright, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you again in the next video. Hopefully it'll be the sketchbook tour of one of my earlier works. Okay, hi again, back in the editing phase. So I'm writing down the colors. I apparently in the original video skipped this entire row. So if you want to see that, what those colors look like, it's these. Hopefully I haven't skipped any more. Like, no wonder I felt like this doesn't seem like 90. Like, my subconscious was trying to tell me, bitch, you skipped some things. So my bad. I will stick this in somewhere in the video.